What is up, my fellow writing addicts? It's Marissa, and today we're going to talk about the difference between character-driven and plot-driven novels. Because I know for me, the difference is kind of hazy at the best of times, because I'll start talking to people and it's like, what is like the clear-cut difference? And today I'm here to help you navigate through that haze. So we're going to start things off by defining what a character-driven novel is. And naturally, we focus on the character, and more specifically, their inner conflict. We're going to look at their attitudes, personal evolutions, and their decisions. And more specifically, how those change the shape of the plot and the story as a whole. It typically features characters that have multiple layers that are pulled back as the story goes on. So kind of like an onion, think Shrek. You're going to pull out those layers and you learn more and more about them until the end of the book, or if it's a series, across that series. You're also going to see that it focuses on how a character makes a choice versus the actual choice itself. So you've got there all that juicy internal conflict of should I not, what's the best option? You have all that kind of going on. And also the plot is just going to be simple because it's simply there to develop the main character or characters, whichever one you have. On the flip side, we have the plot-driven novel, which, naturally the focus is on more of the plot itself than any of the characters. In this type, you're going to see all the plot twists, the action, and the external conflict that we love. And in most cases, that the goal is going to be some external event, and we're going to focus on the development of a situation versus, characters. In these types of novels, characters usually have to make very quick decisions, so character development takes a back seat to the rapidly evolving plot. You also see that this type of plot is exciting and fast-paced, and sadly, if it comes to plot development versus character development, plot development is going to come first in these types of books. So when you're planning out your novel and you want to find out, is it more character-driven or do you want to be more plot-driven? Typically, we see that with character-driven novels that their stories are more focused on the interpersonal, the person-to-person. And essentially, if you want to focus on the transformation of a person or the relationship between people, it could be, between romance, like lovers, or like parents or siblings, or, enemies to friendships, whatever you have. So typically you see this type of, character-driven stuff in romance, though some people will disagree with me, but I still think it's in with romance or literary fiction. On the flip side, with plot-driven, you see stories that are more about the events. You as the author will want to focus on the journey or the world. You typically see this in genres like action, commercial fiction, or mystery. Or if you really want to, jazz up your book, you could really make it both. I know that might sound really weird, how do you make it both? And the answer is you essentially do 50-50, and it's super hard. You can do it. I have examples later. But it is possible. So essentially you just have to walk the line where you do develop the plot, at the same time you also develop your characters. Just be super careful when you do it. Now for those of you that be wondering which books classify as what, what's exactly character-driven, what's exactly plot-driven, what's both? Don't worry, I have examples. Starting with character-driven, we have The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, The Giver by Lois Lowry, and Psycho by Robert Bloch. Now for plot-driven, we have The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan, Sherlock Holmes by G.S. Denning, and Fallen by Lauren Kate. And for both, I have two examples that I think just work amazingly with going back and forth. I have the Selection series by Kira Cass, and The Game of Thrones. I know it's based off the series The Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, but I haven't read them yet. My life is too busy, I'm sorry. I'm slowly working through it. But I'm mainly talking about the TV series. And the way I think they both work beautifully with both is that there is a nice split focus on the internal conflict of characters and how they make decisions. And their decisions do impact the plot of the novel, but also there's external stuff that affect those characters and why they make those decisions. It's kind of a nice back and forth. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's all I have for you today. Please down in the comments below tell me if you're more of a character-driven, plot-driven, or both kind of person for either writing or reading or, both. I'll take whatever. Or, you can come tell us on Twitter at writing_addicts or on Facebook at facebook.com/writingaddicts. Also, please hit the subscription button, the notification bell, and the like button, just not the dislike button. It makes me sad. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!